Hello everyone and welcome back. Today we are doing Figure Friday and we have Quick Kick here. So, um, oh, kind of trying to redo my camera because we have our special video up today because of one of our subscribers was very kind to get something really big for us, and now I'm trying to get everything so it looks good, trying to do Quick Kick, trying to make sure I can keep everything in screen. Hopefully this all works out. All right, so he's got a lot of stuff really packaged in here. We do have a different set of hands in there, so that way he's got his closed fist for doing punching, which he was very big on doing. Of course, one of the things I really want to note, he's got a fudgy bar. If you remember when we first get introduced to Quick Kick, he was doing a commercial for fudgy bars. So we actually have that there. And of course, he's got his nunchakus and he's got his swords here. Looking at them, I'm going to say those are ninja toes, not katanas, because they're straight. There's the difference between the two of them. All right. We don't really have any big write-up on the back for him, but it does have a nice picture here. He does have his throwing stars, which we do see on the front, and I'll kind of point that out here. And he has some nice print on the legs from what it looks like here. And in the back we have Storm Shadow, and of course we have the seals. And this is the same kind of scenario that we originally saw him in. So kind of a nice throwback look to how we originally got introduced to Quick Kick. So let's get them opened up here. Once I can find my handy dandy little letter opener. Okay. It's really not much more than, I use these things for sharpening pencils. I have a hard time with pencils these years. I can't find good pencil leads that want to stay when I sharpen pencils, so I end up doing it with a knife. All right, so let's get them out of here. We do have the nice background here, so if you want to have that background there with the star, kind of what they're doing for the G.I. Joe logo is that big star. We've gone away from doing the American flag, which I don't know if, however you want to feel about it one way or the other. Ooh, I was mistaken. We have two different sets of hands to go with. So let's kind of get these out as we crunch along, because we're going to get these out. I don't know if I'm going to change them out, but we'll get them out at least. And of course, he's got the standard Kung Fu Action hands, which was coined so many years ago. All right. So let's look at him himself. All right. So he's got his bandolier with his throwing stars here. And of course, he is barefoot. And it's funny because when we first originally see him, he is barefoot. So, they left him that way. So we still have that same movable joint here, which is kind of nice. So we can try and get him to, boy, he is chest there. That looks a little bit more normal. Kind of had him back here. It's like, boy, he is chesty there. Okay. Ooh, stiff joints, which is kind of good. So he does have that nice print that we were pointing out. Sheesh. He doesn't really, he's stiff, so he doesn't really want to move beyond that too much. But we can do this. Oh, come on. Here we are. That looks a little bit more natural. So we can have him do his kick, which is very cool. And he is very bendable, which is good because, I mean, if you're trying to have him do martial arts poses and that, you have to be very flexible. Let's see, we do not, oh, we do. So the pant leg, underneath the pant leg, we do have a joint here, so it can twist a little bit, so you can try and twist them around. I think that's going to be something that most people are really going to want to do, because if you're going to have a martial artist doing all this stuff, and he's got that double knee, so we can really get him to kind of stretch his leg out here, so he can do his kicks or whatever. And we can do that. That's kind of really nice there. All right. And we do have our twist right up here. So as you see our print, we can twist that, and you can see that a little bit better, I'm sure. Otherwise, this is all very reminiscent of the old O-rings. He does have his belt here, so we could put his nunchakus back here, or possibly nunchakus and sword. We'll have to figure all that out. We have to get his backpack and all that out as well. Look at his back. Oh my gosh. You really have all the muscles really. And he's got that double joint here. So we have the one ball joint here, and then this one goes back even farther. So, and you can see it move a little bit. I'm a little hesitant to try and push it too far because I really don't want to break him. But it looks like it's on the front as well as on the back here. So hopefully you can see that really well. And it all kind of moves. I'm just nervous about moving them too far because I don't want to break them. Seeing that these guys are going for about $25. He was the only copy I had seen when I was over at Target last week, so I picked him up. And of course, I wanted to do General Hawk first, and then we have him. So nice sculpt on the face, although he doesn't look quite himself, but depending on what version you're taking in that, he could very well be. And I'm kind of going off of the old cartoon, so, but I don't remember him being quite this buff in the cartoon. So, you know, I don't know who's the artist doing it in the last iteration that they're doing it, and he may very well be all of that. So, and the clothes, like, of course, like I was saying before, you have the closed fist, so you could put on the closed fist. And using this, you can see that we have the joint to go back and forth a little bit. And of course, because I don't have them plugged in there, it's not as easy. And then we also have what's called the knife hand. So you'll see a lot of drill instructors and all that saying, "Get over there," or whatever. We usually do knife hand instead of just pointing, because now there's no, obviously you can see the whole palm of your hand and you're trying to point someone in the right direction there. If you have a young private that can't figure out exactly where you're aiming at that point, now you really need to school someone. So it is kind of nice, and yeah, having a good knife hand there, especially for a martial artist. He's got a nice sculpt. Everything looks good. He's got his bandana, and of course that's kind of coming down. He's got his longer hair. Get him to do some old 1940s voice acting or whatever, because he is an actor. He's, you know, when we first see him, he was doing the commercial for the Fudgy Bars. And if I can get these out of here. Oh, come on. There we are. There's one. There's two. We got his swords out. As you hear all the crinkles. And we have his second head sculpt here. So let's look at his second head sculpt. Got his throwing stars, the Fudgy Bar, and his backpack. Okay. So, seeing the backpack's the last thing that we have taken out here. The backpack does have his scabbards in here for his swords, so we can put his swords in there. It's a very iconic looking red backpack, almost like he stole it from a Cobra Trooper to me, but it also matches his bandolier with his throwing stars. Now these are very rubbery. I'm going to say that in a lot of regards you're going to kind of need it to be that way, so that way you can flex them to wherever. Especially the fact that we can take these and then we can kind of put them in this back here. You know, lean them forward a little bit. Hopefully so I can get them in here. They're supposed to fit in there. They do, it's just... come on. There we are. So he's got one set there. Now I do want to point out here, because I'm seeing this, and I'll try to bring this up. It looks almost like there is a special design, almost like a I don't know if it's going to be a lion's mouth or a dragon's mouth or something on here. So they do have a little bit of extra. I'm just trying to figure out. It is like a animal with its mouth open. So I don't know if it's, like I said, a lion, a tiger, or something like that, or if it's going to be more of a dragon. But he does have like a mouth design on the tip, which is very interesting to see. So I'm not going to put the second one on there for now. We will kind of continue on. All right. There you go, good sir. Please stand. All right. Now we do have his other face. He has more of a kind of a stoic look. His lips seem like they're kind of perched together a little bit, like he's in frustration. But otherwise, another nice head sculpt. All right. Trying to make sure I keep things in view. I've got a pen sitting here, and I typically do that so I can see. Now his swords have that same design on the end of the handle here, and I know that there's a specific name for that. But anyways, hilt of the sword. But yeah, we got, like I said, it's almost like a cat's head of some sort on there with the mouth open. So very nice. Like I said, they are straight. They do tip up just a little bit. So typically if it's a katana, it would be a little bit more bent than this. So I'm going to say it's a ninja toe, and we will put it into the backpack, and it does stick out just a little bit on the bottom here. Alright, the one went in there a little easier than the second one. There we go. Okay. And we'll get those on his back. Come on. There we go. Alright. So we have his other nunchaku. Now we have the throwing stars, because he's got the throwing stars here. We do have... So I'm going to guess that this is essentially throwing one star, but it's just that as it's going down, whoops, it's like the shadow of where it was kind of going through the air here. I don't know how you're going to put that out there. Kind of at a loss here. Well, it does fit between his forefingers here, so let's see if I can get his arm to move. You know, we didn't really go through all the arm movements. So we do have a joint here. Where else do we have a joint? No, there is no joint on the lower part here. So we do have that double elbow. And of course we can always move this, but it doesn't seem like it wants to move out any farther. It'll move in, but no, not out farther. So, so I can have it so it's being thrown, something like that. And of course, then we have the Fudgy bar. I don't know, do we have the Fudgy logo on there? I don't see the Fudgy logo. But, like the old Hershey bar, but they had to come up with something else, so they called it the Fudgy bar. And of course, they were underneath a Cobra vehicle, and I don't remember what the vehicle was, but they were underneath the vehicle. It was Quick Kick, Alpine, and Bazooka, and then Bazooka goes, Fudgy. And oh, the Fudgy bar. And you want one? Yeah. So then we got Bazooka with the Fudgy bar. So I don't have Alpine, although I do have. Oh, there's the lug right there. Let me be back for a second. Because we do have Bazooka, so we can at least kind of reconnect them with Bazooka. I don't have Alpine yet. I think they're coming out with, and Bazooka is done up in our Tiger Patrol, but or Tiger Force, but at least we got them together with one of the buddies here. Very cool, nicely done. Like I said, he's got that extra articulation and all that. I think it's definitely going to be someone you're going to want to get, and it's going to be very interesting to see how many poses people will actually post up. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be having dioramas, and they're going to have them all kind of sitting there. I know I've seen a picture where he's kind of sitting here, kind of cross-legged. The way I kind of learned how to say it is not politically correct anymore, so I'm not even going to attempt to say it that way anymore. Just, you know, I'm not a young man. I remember when all these cartoons came out, all brand new, so it's not like, there we go. You know, we change words and all that, but unfortunately you're not changing us, and, you know, we get stuck in our old ways, and it's not like we say things in any meaning of disrespect. It's just, you know, we are what we are. Sometimes we have to acknowledge that, you know, we sometimes say things that aren't really considered politically correct anymore, but it's just the way we've always grown up. And here, now we should give him his fudgy bar like he's having his snack. And we got Bazooka here. Oops. Wishing you could add the fudgy bar. Probably coming up here. Can I get a bite? So, yeah, very nice. Very articulate, very nicely done. He looks very buff, I will say that. I think there's a lot of guys out that wish that they could have a body like that. I've unfortunately eaten too many Lay's potato chips to have a body like this, at least for the moment. Maybe the fudgy bars have something to help him, you know, with his workouts. Maybe they have like the extra protein or something like that for doing workouts. But he is very definitely sculpted, very nicely done. So now, if we could maybe make him a Jedi and have him float there. Very Buddha-ish or so, right? Kind of the quasi, kind of the martial arts where, you know, they could do kind of some of that stuff. They could kind of float a little bit using their chi and that. That would be awesome to be able to figure out how to get them to look like that. Probably a little stand in the back there or something like that. But yeah. Really cool. Nicely done. Wonderful figure. Another great addition into everything. The swords themselves, I didn't, you know, we put them in there. They are a little rubbery. He doesn't come with any of the guns. I don't know if, you know, it's stronger here. It's, you know, I don't know how you would make that really stiff, and I think that's fine. I think it's done all right. As I kind of try to remember, hey, yeah, well, how are people kind of, you know, as someone that's, you know, I'm going to have them either in a box or when I can, I'm going to get them into a shelf at some point. You know, how much are we really playing with the guns? Because it's more of us as adults that are really playing with this stuff than it is the kids. But, you know, what do you do? Brings us back to our childhood, and we want to kind of recapture it while we can. I like the fact that they're doing it. I love the fact that we have the scabbards working and holsters and everything else, and all the things that, you know, you kind of wish you had as a kid, but we just weren't able to do it. And of course we were doing it at a smaller scale. They're at a bigger scale, and now things are a little bit bigger, and obviously I really found that out when I did my other video here that you're going to see today. But yeah, very nice figures. Wonderful to see. Hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks for joining. We'll see you in the next video.